Here. It says in stream, Scott, so we must be live.
We're
I'm
live.
using I'm using all new equipment. It makes me sharper.
Nice.
Oh, there's Mario. He just
Oh,
now
perfect
showed up
timing.
right on time. How about
Perfect
that?
timing.
How
Hi.
about that? How you
Hey.
doing?
You guys are littler. I'm going to back up too.
There you go.
Oh. I don't know if I can.
You can stick your head right in it if you want to. I don't care. You can be
What
the
was
big
that?
guy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm little because I'm
Come in,
working
Earth.
at higher resolution, I think, than I have been.
Let's get an adapter because of this new laptop.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I never owned my own laptop. Pat had a couple of them. We had a couple.
You're making me want one. The way you get to take that everywhere and broadcast with it, that's pretty cool. I have a feeling that almost everybody, like old Scott Adams, he started
There we go.
way back in the day with Periscope, and I think he was on a laptop, I think.
I don't know if laptop sales have outstripped desktops or not.
Yeah, I don't know either.
No clue.
I think you can get them
Phones.
with all the horsepower of your typical desktop nowadays.
Yeah.
We're nerds. Most people just use phones.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's true. You can't go online with those.
Yeah,
too.
that is true. A lot of people don't have computers, which I don't.
You don't have
get.
a purpose. Yeah. If you're not doing
That's
business
so,
or art, in our case,
Yeah,
you don't really need a computer anymore.
I don't get on this computer every day though, like I used to. You
You
know?
can play games on them.
mhm.
But that new iPhone is unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Has a magnifier. I keep finding new things in there.
Oh yeah.
Well organized.
I
We'll
keep
see-
getting
we'll see the
I
bad parts
keep
on.
getting a notice I can get a free upgrade, but I know how those free upgrades go.
Yeah. You got to watch that stuff. It's like none of my stuff works anymore.
Well, I'm not. People have gotten to where they just roll the phone cost into their monthly bill, and I don't do that. I pay it out.
You
front.
pay forever if you
Well,
do
well,
that
that's
because
what
I've
I'm
done
doing.
that. I did that for all I know. I'm still paying for them.
And the cable companies too.
Hmm
You have a router and a what is the other word?
Like the cable box.
A cable box. Okay, the two electronic devices.
Yeah.
Until I knew, I'm paying $10 a piece for those things every month.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah, we had one sitting in one of our bedrooms that wasn't even hooked up, and I was like, I'm taking this thing back. You know? I mean, they get you on you're like, well, it's only $10, but it's like, yeah, but it's
120 a
120
year.
a year. Yeah, I mean, it's not nothing.
No.
You know. So.
And then you can buy. I went on Amazon and bought the same devices.
Oh, yeah.
$30 a piece used. I'm still using them
Mhm.
until they upgrade. the stuff.
I went to a thrift store one time, and there was a modem there, and I looked at it, and I go, I think this is faster than the modem I had. And I think I paid like $3 for it. And I took it home, and I connected it, and it was so much nicer than my other modem.
You
And
really?
then when we upgraded, they came out, AT&T came out, and the guy looked at it, and he goes, "Oh, you have the upgraded modem." And so we swapped us out. The new modem was the upgraded version.
Sweet.
You know?
Yeah, that Goodwill trip every now and then it pays
Yeah.
pays you in bonuses to
Yeah.
stick your nose in there. I tell you, I'm sitting in a chair I got for almost nothing at Goodwill, and I think it saved my back.
Yeah. I saw a thing on
I like it too.
YouTube about a guy who was going to Goodwill, and he was finding
Reselling stuff, isn't he? Yeah.
Well, no, he was getting old. What he did was he would look. There was a certain kind of modem that he would get that had a solid state drive in it, and he'd buy the modem for nothing, and then he'd take the drive out. And he could use the drive. He was using the drive.
Oh, how about that?
You
Ruby.
know.
Yeah, that's the idea of like when you're savvy on that kind of thing, all of a sudden the world is your oyster. It's like people are throwing away junk and it's actually solid gold,
Yeah, salvageable or good.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you guys, I
No.
watched
Good.
The Witch last night.
The what?
The Witch.
Oh,
The old Anna Taylor-Joy. That started her on her career, and she loves the guy. But I think nowadays, she wasn't in Nosferatu, probably for the reason that she probably had 3 movies that would pay her about $10 million more than what Robert Eggers can pay her for being in the movie. They obviously were pretty tight after having a hit with The Witch, because she showed up in The Northman for him. And
I saw The Witch. That was a very good movie. Yeah.
Good movie, isn't it?
Very.
Starts out, I don't remember it starting out so specifically that we do have a witch here running off in the woods with the baby and then mashing it up in a
Yeah.
churn for blood and guts. And I did not remember that. It shows you, I think, how much problem I was having with the dialogue in the movie. This time I had the subtitles up, and it just changed the movie. It was so much easier to take
Your
in.
cat's outside, or a
Yeah,
cat.
well,
is
that's one of the cats.
Oh, okay.
One of my mini cats.
Ellis has a band of feral cats that live in his yard.
They love me because I feed them,
He feeds all the feral cats.
and so I keep them. They circle the place in
We're
constant
in the-
rotation.
we were both in kind of a slump, Ellis and myself.
Yeah,
was-
you could say that. Yeah, you're right. But
That's a nice term for it, I think.
yeah.
That's a,
Well, I'm
positive term.
I'm kind of like waiting for you to
yeah, I
finish it
know.
off.
You're
And,
waiting.
in the
I
moment,
keep reminding myself, because I said to myself, what's keeping Ellis from finishing up here? Oh, yeah,
yeah,
wait
it's-
until I was finished.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's on
it's
me.
like-
Yep, I take responsibility.
We're talking about dinosaur puns.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're.
it looks-
I mean,
it
I
looks
can't wait.
beautiful.
I think
It
there's
is.
I think there's a chance it'll get some traction just because it's nice and weird and fun. That's what you need to be nowadays. It's like, hey, this I have never seen, and so
And
That's what it
parents
takes.
can read it to their kids.
yeah. There you go. Kids can laugh at the little gags. Yeah.
Yep. The Fartosaurus, you got to
Mhm.
buy the
Yeah,
book
yeah.
with Fartosaurus alone, I think.
Yeah.
So what's the holdup?
We've
Me,
got a page of
just business.
history. Actually, what Mario wants to
Haven't
do,
moved
he
beyond the
could.
first page yet.
I was going to give you the suggestion. What you could do is reduce it to one example, show just the lineage that demonstrates everything you want to talk about.
That's a good idea. I did have a plan
Yeah,
already.
don't try to do a pile of them.
Look at that. I'll
Do one of them that's
at this
really
point,
just one
yeah.
of the best ones to do. Like
So
the
it's like-
Legosaurus would be fantastic for a thing, and I think the other one would probably be the Triceratops. And if you just showed, but I think you want to insert your previous collaborator in there pretty well, and I'm not sure he'd be good with the Triceratops or the Legosaurus because
yourself.
you covered it so well on the initial.
he did a version of the Legosaurus,
Okay, cool.
so that would work.
Yeah, that'd
So
be a good one.
I'll pile it on top of the pile of ideas.
You could just say in your text, this is one of what could be 26 examples of
And
what I
I'll-
could
in
show
my
you.
next book, I will have a book of examples, 25 pages long.
There you go. I'm with you. I love the back of books that show prior sketch works, but I'm not sure that this is that book for that.
But
Even though we have a whole lot of preliminary work that could be shown off, it would kind of overpower what this book is, I
Well,
think.
the main part of the book, I think, is excellent.
That's the
Yeah.
point.
I pushed Ellis, and he did, in my opinion, his best work.
There we go.
You-
Yeah,
You think that's true?
I do.
Good work.
You made me go back and hit some revisions we needed, and yeah, I think so. I think I did get a little more out of what I would have gotten otherwise. Yeah, for
And
sure.
that's something to be said for collaboration.
Mhm, yeah.
I'm toying with the idea of not a standard, 6-panel or 8-panel to the page. More, and the fact is, when I've looked at other comic books that did that at first, and it's been done, of course.
Watchmen.
I didn't. I thought, what? Why are they breaking out of the? I
Yeah.
want my panels. Give me those panels.
It'll bug you. Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's actually sort of a half of a book. It's like a short stories with illustrations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More like illustrations. And if you went to Abandoned Mind Games, I think I have some of that already written, like Sherwood House.
This is your website of your web
Yeah.
your RPG stuff.
Yeah, that would be under Abandoned Mind Games.
Okay. I can maybe include that link. I'm on my new computer because my old one just totally crapped out. I had to.
Did it?
I kind of had to. It didn't crap out. It had crapped out for the sake of this. It just doesn't even show up now on the browser. It just says, "You're done." It says this version
you
of the
still
OS.
You have access to your files, and you've already transferred them anyway, right?
For the most part, I need to put I was just thinking about that before we started, linking between the two of them and getting some of what I need on the old one over here.
AirDrop.
AirDrop. Is that the
Works
best
real
way to
well.
do it?
It's very easy. I had never done it either until
Mhm.
recently, but it works. It's very easy.
Well, I'll try that.
You have to have both computers open.
Uh-huh. And then say,
And you
find
go
this.
to the Go menu,
Mm-hmm.
AirDrop, and window comes open, and it'll show the other computer in whichever computer you're doing it, and then you just drag files right to it, and then it starts showing up in the downloads folder on the other computer.
I'll be doggone. I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Good. Got a tip today.
Mario, is Abandoned Mind Games still a live website?
It's on Facebook.
Oh, it's
Okay. Okay. Groovy. Well, that's all people need to know. Abandoned Minds.
No, Abandoned Mind Games.
But that's the
Out
play
there.
on word is that it sounds like abandoned
Sounds
mind.
like Abandoned Mind. Yes.
Yeah. Mind.
I just chatted you a link, Ellis. If you go to the
Okay,
chat.
very cool. I'll add that. Right now, it's got no links. I usually start with all the
good.
links in
So,
place,
let's
but like I say, because of the scramble, I didn't get it done. What else was I going to ask you? So in terms of your ambitions for you were talking about graphic novels. What have you got visualized that you
call
would
it a
like
graphic
to?
novel. I call it a graphic novel, but
Okay.
let me just see this.
Because I'm thinking more of something that's almost like get a page out of everybody kind of a jam session versus I don't know about any
I'm gonna leave that
2-year-long project that we could embark on. You know,
This
I don't
would
know.
be a 12-year program.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
I lost my
Keep
window
us
here.
alive, wanting to see it through, huh? Yeah.
Chrome. Okay, where'd my Chrome? Chrome disappeared on me.
Are you trying to share?
No, I'm just trying to get back to the window because I clicked on that link, and I have I have mail open. I got to close some windows. It's a little difficult with the mouse pad.
Oh yeah.
I'm not crazy about mouse pads, never have been.
Are you talking about the finger pad, mouse pad?
Finger pad.
Yeah.
I think they call them mouse pads.
Well, that may be
No, the
called-
mouse pad is on the side there. That's right.
Yeah.
So what do they call this? Touch.
Yeah, touch scroll. I forget what all it's called. Yeah, I couldn't deal with them at all. I tried to work with one. And I said,
the other thing
in theory, this should work perfectly. I can't do it.
You have to turn something on, and then the mouse from my other computer can come over to this computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty okay too.
Oh yeah. If
Now,
you can do that.
Let's see. Is this? Oh yeah, I did all these miniatures, cut out cardboard.
That's what I'm looking at. This is crazy.
And they're all in scale if you print them out to miniatures.
There's a
for
lot of figures
I did
here.
a lot of those. There's some sculpture I did for a Edgar Rice Burroughs website. There's Charles Morgan.
I
Picture
saw
of
that.
Charles Morgan.
It's obituary.
Are you guys what are you showing? What are you showing anything? I don't see
I
anything
went to
down
that
below.
website.
Facebook page.
You know, it's
Oh,
not
I
on
got
this
you. I
one.
got
It's
you. Oh,
one
I'm
of
not
my
on
other
Facebook.
ones. I
Okay.
have to remember which one it is now. There's the miniatures. I'm sending you guys a set of those guys, by the way.
Oh,
When I get
Okay,
around to
cool.
sending stuff, that is, because I've got.
Uh-oh.
uh-oh. We lost it.
Mario and his finger pad, I think, canceled himself. He'll be back probably.
I'm looking at his Facebook. I guess I should share this. Let me present this.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'll present this while we're waiting for him to get back. Let's see. Share screen.
Yeah, I enjoyed. Like I say, I went on Robert Eggers' tear. I've seen everything he's done now. Nosferatu and
I think you need to add it.
Okay, yeah, I will. Here we go. Add to stage. There it is.
This is Mario. This is Mario's Facebook
Groovy.
page.
Look at that.
So look at this
So this is what you get if you go to Abandoned Mines, everyone.
on Facebook. On Facebook.
How I got kicked out, but
I don't either.
uh,
But look,
it's not-
what we're
it's
sharing
not-
here.
Yeah, that's
This is amazing looking.
Abandoned Mine Games, but
Mhm.
what it is Super Saga.
Oh, yeah.
That's
This
a
is
different
what
one.
you have in mind for
I have
a.
several- Well,
for
not
the-
this, not what you're looking at there. That was for the game. That was for RuneQuest, actually, for
Uh-huh.
a huge scenario adventure scenario that they had, and
Those
you
are
couldn't get
great
figures
little,
for it
yeah,
any place. But go to Super Saga. Whose Windows that?
This
Scott's.
is me.
Yeah.
Go,
Yeah.
type in Super Saga, one word, in the search.
Is this it?
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
See.
Super Saga.
Yeah. So that would be the name of it.
Oh, that'd be the name of the comic or whatever.
Oh, yeah, this-
Whatever. Yeah. And
the-
a lot of artwork. But I start the story. Now there's one of the main villains.
oh,
Yeah.
Monster Maker. I remember Monster Maker.
Mhm.
And before that he's called Dr. Barains.
Brains, all I got.
And here's my pulp guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Charles Morgan drawing. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Sherwood House.
Now, did you find out he surprised you? You thought he was dead, and then all of a sudden
No, I thought he was alive, and I
Oh,
found
Yeah,
out
no,
he
it
was
went the
dead.
other way.
Okay.
Go back up, Scott. Scroll back up. This is I did those are my drawings on top of a photograph.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
The old,
Sherwood House.
that looks just like what I visualized for where Hyde had his laboratory. Yeah. Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, this is I changed the names, but because it's an alternate world.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the
Well, that's
the Jekyll
public
and
domain. You can keep
Hyde
him.
story is based on this guy. On the adventures of-
Yeah.
everything you know about genre literature is
Mhm.
based on stuff that happens in this world.
Oh,
That's
that's
the-
cool.
that's
That
the
sounds like
premise.
a Philip Jose Farmer
Yes.
notion.
Inspired by Philip Jose Farmer. That's correct.
Uh-huh. Oh, I did. I made a negative of that cat, and it's funny what happens when you turn up the contrast and make him negative. It's he comes out and he turns into Groucho. It's kind of cool.
I
That's
did some
cool.
images with cats. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I always like cats. Now there's Sherwood House again. My drawing.
Mhm. I dig it.
And now I go back to the first recorded superheroes.
Mhm.
Theseus. And even further back, what's his name? It's written there. I can't read it.
Gilgamesh.
Can you read it? Gilgamesh, right?
Gilgamesh. Yeah.
And he had a friend, and they become enemies and fight each other. Anyway, so
I did not know that Shakespeare based Hamlet on
All
just
right.
an old Norse
yes.
legend.
Now here's my Wild Wolf, my superhero, messing up Batman.
Cool.
I suspect a little Photoshop trickery here.
Yes, yes. But it worked. And there's now, Ellis. This is two of my super villains. Let's call them Kitty Porn and Forno Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, fornicate and kitty pond.
Kitty Porn,
Mm-hmm.
Kitty Pawn.
Zeus.
Zazua.
Okay.
He's the head of an organization that tries to keep evil out of the world. You know, what's the equivalent in Marvel? They have
There's always that behind the situation where there's only maybe 4 people involved.
well, Doctor Strange does become the main guy.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
he's like the ancient one. Then.
right, exactly.
Sorcerer Supreme.
There's
Okay, chaos would rule if it weren't
this
for
is,
these stalwarts.
the archetype Wolverine Batman
Mm-hmm.
kind of guy.
Wild wolf.
That's the Shrew.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember Shrew. I don't know. We may never got into the Shrew.
She didn't show up in that. And Sherwood House, of course, by the time of the 60s, when we were doing the comic, he may be dead now. Let me think. I'd have to look at the. I do have a timeline, by the way, that I've worked on for years, and I'm trying to remember. He becomes the equivalent of the Shadow.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
But I think that he ends his career in around the 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. Here's another magic user, Mr. Rias.
These are cool. You always start with the word and do character designs. This is how you do it.
That
Get a firm footing.
That was these the drawing before, and I think this one. No, that's Charles Morgan, I believe. Or is that me?
Hey, isn't that funny? I was looking at some drawings the other day. I said, "Hey, that's pretty good."
Oh, it says
'Cause
it
I
right
thought it
there. Yeah, we
wasn't me,
both
and I said,
both
"Wait a
worked on
minute,
that.
that's
That's my
me."
drawing,
Okay.
Long Fang, and
Long.
she has a long romance with Sherwood House, and they have 2 daughters. But she's bad. She's not always good. She just had a fling with Sherwood, so she kind of lets him go a couple of times. And she has her uncle was a hopping vampire in China, and she managed to capture him, uses his power, and now runs the Purple Dragon Tong.
Cool. This is starting to sound like that.
Oh, he hadn't scratched the surface.
Okay.
There's what's his name? Genius. He's a dwarf. A current, I mean, like a small person, I should say.
Right. Yeah. Not a fantasy dwarf.
No, not a fantasy dwarf, but a little person. I think that's the most current proper name.
Yeah. I don't know what the current one.
This
is.
one was funny too. Fireball.
An obese Human Torch. There's an idea for a
Yeah.
troublemaker.
Fireball.
Oh, gotcha.
Fireball.
Oh, yeah, he's a ball.
So
Have you ever seen that blooper reel where Will Ferrell's being fed lines while he's playing Anchorman?
I have not.
Well, the guy was just feeding him lines because he's got to come up with lines that he's warming up his throat before he goes on the broadcast.
Dark Side.
Oh yeah,
Now, who's
that's pretty
that?
cool.
Phyllis Regent. Who did you say?
Will Ferrell
Oh, Will Ferrell.
on the Anchor Man. But anyway, this one guy fed him the
Oh.
line of, it's coming through his headphone. And he goes, the Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Just the concept of the Human Torch not being able to get a loan because he'd set everything on fire tickled him so bad it became part of a blooper.
So this Crimson Jewel, and she's the equivalent of Green Lantern, basically, even though her backstory is different. It's a magical thing. And I have to say that I had this concept before the Avengers movie came out, that there was a set number of these stones, and she has one of them.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I like that drawing. That's a cool drawing.
The quest, the MacGuffin. You
That's my
got to
drawing,
have a
too.
goal.
And this is Abominatus, and he's a combination of the Thing and the Demon.
Oh, that name might get launched from here. Someone says, "Hey, I heard a good name the other day, Abominatus." I like that. Yep.
Yeah, nice. Another nice drawing.
You might unleash all sorts of creativity from thieves here, Mario.
I know.
That's
And
right.
These are
Facebook.
this is another major villain, Pseudonyx.
I like that. Yeah, with the spread across her face smile.
And of course, this is just a variation on Dr. Octopus,
Oh, yeah.
but it's he just has it in his helmet, and it's stripped to his back, so his back doesn't break with the weight.
Mhm.
But mostly, it's just offensive. I don't think he picks up heavy objects or anything.
Mhm.
And there's Mysterious again,
Yeah.
and there they are together.
So that's Wild Wolf, Abominus.
Abominatus,
Abominatus.
Crimson Jewel,
What's the woman with the on her head?
Dark Scythe.
Dark Side.
And that's Mysterious.
Yes. So let's see, in the comic book we had, I think you got the younger Miston, who are like the superhero equivalents.
Oh, yeah.
Superman, Supergirl equivalents. Even though they're not as powerful as
There's what's his name? I used to read those comics all the time.
Yeah, I did that for one of the guys in the Philip Jose Farmer group,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to keep going, but he didn't want to pay. So,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
so I said, okay, I'll use it, and I have changed him to one of my two. I have some Western heroes as well.
Let's see. There's Two Gun Kid, Rawhide Kid, and I don't know if I named. It would be it probably Two Gun Kid, wouldn't it? There's three of them at least. Two Gun Kid,
I used to
Rawhide
read
Kid.
those.
And which one?
All three of them.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Remember the last? I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, I am too at this point.
This is Sonic Doom, and
There you go.
actually tonight maybe I could tell you the background story
Okay.
for that universe and perhaps all universes.
Hmm.
But she is actually an alien,
Okay.
but the Kal, Kal, they've evolved lower life forms into primates.
Oh, okay.
And they spread out. So any alien who has the basic physiognomy of a human, walks biped, opposable thumbs, and a pretty big brain, or an offshoot of their evolutionary experiments
Seeding.
and seeding.
Hmm.
Yes. So that's something to know, and that's the information that you would be getting. Your characters would be getting.
Hmm.
I was thinking of that. You're meeting at the university,
Right.
and I did find the book. I have there's a whole book of Arkham,
Hmm.
like every street, and the residents and houses.
Got a
and
map for it, huh?
got maps,
Cool.
and I have Kingport. and one other one too. I'm forgetting it. But anyway, so this is so these aliens now. Uh, okay, so I'll just slip right into the game for a moment.
Okay.
You know, the professors who have been delving into the occult and the not so occult and trying to piece it together because they are connected in some ways. In fact, the prevalent theory about magic is that it's just the saying about if it a science is if it's weird enough, it'll look like magic to you.
Right.
So it's sort of a little bit like that. You got a little bit of that, but you have to. It's some kind of trade, and the divine exists,
Okay.
but it's nebulous, and it's kind of the energy comes back from the person, back and forth to the divine. One of the things that you'll hear is that there are vampires in the world, by the way, and the older ones are very powerful and may be manipulating some of the economy. Just like and there's also a group of wizards that clan together, and they're very powerful. So you have those two forces in the world, and the aliens, which are still around. Most of them they had a problem with fertility, so they started
Mars
going to
needs
other
women.
places.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And well, they're from a different universe, so
Uh-huh.
they came into this universe from another place. What was here before was the protoplasm,
Mm.
and which we refer to in the game as the Ovan. Okay, so now the Ovan are happily creating whatever lower life forms, squid heads, and horseshoe crab family of sea denizens, and the cows show up and they start draining worlds and destroying things. And even though Oban doesn't have what we would consider a brain, they function.
Hmm.
It's like creative, not creative, but creation protoplasm, and it can cause things to, and there's some relationship with the divine. There's some relationship with the divine. So the Cal come and they're warlike and they're just taking over planets and start building stuff on them. They look like tall humanoids. They have no hair. They're hairless. They have a larger skull, brain cavity to hold their larger brains. And they're running out of time because their ability to procreate is not working anymore. Maybe it's this universe. That's one of their theories.
Mm.
But they're experimenting and they're trying. So finally they say, well, let's grow some clones. We've got the technology, so they start making clones, but they're never satisfied with the clones, and they start seeding. They grow hominids on Earth,
Hmm.
and they start using some of the hominids' genetic material, and they what we call calhuman.
Okay.
Okay, and finally the cows start diminishing in their numbers, and they start getting desperate, and they start going to different universes. They can open gates. They create gates.
Hmm.
That's how they got to this Earth's universe. So they take and the Ovan to counteract, sort of like red blood cells coming to attack a virus.
Hmm.
They create the black star to combat the cow.
Okay.
So you get these monstrous beings sent out to fight the cow, and that happens in the past, the far past.
The H.P. Lovecraft far past. Yeah. In
Right.
terms of like scope. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that Atlantis definitely existed,
Okay.
and it's a huge continent, and it's between the Americas and Europe and Africa.
Oh,
There-
okay.
There's an idea for you. The Atlantis comic book industry. Just think about dumb kids back in the days of Atlantis. I don't know. I don't know. I could put myself there.
This is,
That's a concept.
Yeah.
Uh, so and this is a big but
Okay. A big
Uh,
butt.
is that
Hey, there's a Pee Wee documentary on HBO apparently. And
Yeah,
it
I
reminds
saw
me
that.
of the.
I mean, I didn't watch it, but I saw that it was there.
That's a big butt when he's in the dinosaur with
He's
the girl.
and on what Men of Mystery. Remember him in Men of Mystery?
yep. Yep.
I don't think I saw that. Pee Wee's in Men of Mystery.
Yeah,
It was Mystery Men, but yeah.
Oh, Mystery Man. Yes,
Mystery
yes,
Men.
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all pimply and everything, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
And had that.
What was his power?
His
I don't
power
remember.
was farts.
Okay.
Oh,
That's right.
that's right.
He could blow a table away easily.
Good looking movie.
Didn't quite-
and they had
yeah.
a great cast. They were fun.
We watched it. I've watched it within the last 6 months, actually.
Oh, really? Really? And
Yeah.
the bowler, and it had that.
Bowler.
What's that crazy
The
guy
shoveler.
that did the big carrot head face character? What's his name?
The Flaming Carrot is Bob
The-
Burden.
Bob Burden. It's all based on his kind of sensibilities, but they didn't. That's where it fails. It didn't really
It
capture
didn't.
his sensibilities
No.
as well as they could have.
It was a little bit like it was just so novel that it was kind of fun, but
Mhm.
it was a little weak. But there's some good
The
puns,
plot was-
some
the
good
plot
jokes.
was-
Yeah,
the
yeah,
plot was thin. It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. It tried to be a little too clever, and it got. A lot of movies fall into that, I think, where they try and make the plot a little too clever, and they end up making the movie too long, and it
Yeah.
just kind of falls apart.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to leave out everything that doesn't belong in it, and they had a lot of stuff
Oh
that
yeah,
didn't
no,
belong in
but
it.
people don't do that.
They got a Academy Award winner actor to play the bad guy, something Frankenstein,
Yes,
And-
yeah,
but
he's
he-
great.
and he is a great actor. But that role was, I don't
Wasn't
know,
for him, was it?
no.
Yeah, they didn't gel. And I have a trade paperback of the Flaming Carrots Greatest Hits, and it's got a lot of those Mystery Men stories in it,
Uh-huh.
and they were never really considered like that kind of they weren't the Avengers, they were, and so they tried to, I don't know. I don't think they captured the sensibilities of the comic.
Yeah. It's one of those things now you could feed a Bob Burden script into AI. And it's like, whoa, this is great.
Well, they should have.
It's coming anyway. It may not be here now.
That's
I saw
interesting.
Tim Pool showing some of his prompts that he did, and it's like, whoa, that is
Oh, there's
freaky.
what's that one deal that we were at work? We were looking at the. Does Google just put one out? I think Google just put out their own AI video
Yes,
engine, and it's
Yeah,
some of
VO, I think it's what it's
VO.
called.
yeah, VO, and some of the stuff is crazy, but it's going to get, well, you know what they're aiming for? They're aiming for a complete, I don't know if you would call it a decentralization of entertainment.
Yeah, it's going to
You're gonna-
happen. Yeah, you bet.
Well, you're gonna sit down and you're gonna go, I want to watch a movie about Batman fighting the Flaming Carrot. I want it to be 2 hours,
Right.
and AI is gonna write it and
wow.
build it and generate
Just
it.
say,
And I hate
surprise
to
me.
say that I think you're right about that.
That's what they want to do. And
Yeah.
but the problem,
At that point, you say things just got too democratized, didn't it? It's like all of a
my
sudden, there's
problem-
no true.
well, my
talent left.
problem is what
No central authority.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is, used to when network television was big, there was kind of people would tend to kind of have ideas, but you go to work and you talk about, oh, we watched Seinfeld. Did you watch
Yeah.
Seinfeld? Watch, or did you watch it? And we're going to get to where everybody's entertainment is unique to them, and we'll lose any kind of cohesion, or it'll just take a little bit less of our.
Well, there'll be those linkages that happen, just like anybody syncing community. It's like this role playing stuff. It's like they will see community saying, "Hey, look at this evolution of where I think it could go," and everybody will add a leg to it.
Well, I just
Have
I
you-
just think that when the entertainment becomes that way, we're going to lose.
A lot.
Yeah.
We're going to lose something as a society because
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's,
I mean,
Well, you'll lose all gatekeepers, I guess. I don't know.
There
They
are-
did a pretty damn good job of gatekeeping the 4 years prior to this one when they decided what was politically correct. And, that's the deal. It's like, well,
That's
I
true.
can't do that racist thing I want to do. It's like, you still can't do that today, but maybe in the future they will have to have a gatekeeper that says, hey, enough with this.
well,
Going
they've
back to the 1920s racism,
well,
you got
yeah.
to stop
they've got
that.
some of that. Some of that's in AI, where some of the different models have stuff built in where it won't generate certain things.
Oh, it won't do it.
No.
Yeah.
They already got a
Yeah.
built-in gatekeeper.
They can still control it. Sure, they'll
Mhm.
still control it. But I just think that it'll end up to be where we just lose a little bit of our cohesion as a society. Just that little bit of commonality we're going to lose. I think.
We've got no
We've lost.
cohesion right now. We've
That's
been
true.
put on a blend mode, and right now we're
No,
just
it-
trying to settle. You know?
Well, I think it'll get worse. I mean, at least now when a movie comes out, we can all argue about whether it's good or bad.
Right.
When there's no, that's all gone. I don't know.
Have you guys seen I'm sure you HBO, not HBO, I'm sorry, Hulu, Comic Book Men. Is it, or is it? There's a show called Comic Book Men.
I think
Is
that sounds vaguely familiar.
They're
Yeah.
guys that are sitting around talking about comics.
Sure.
Is that at the comic shop?
That's a video, a vlog
Yeah.
But they're-
on either Hulu or maybe it's Prime. I'm not sure.
is that the
Comic
one?
Book Men.
Uh-huh.
Is that the one where they run the comic store?
No, this
Okay.
is a talk show.
Oh,
Right.
obviously. There's a-
They're doing what we do here. They
Right,
stole
right.
the idea from us. I'm almost
Yeah,
certain,
sure.
from Ellis.
Red Letter Media had
Let's
a
see.
real recent show about where all this is going, and it was pretty interesting. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll send you guys. I'll put the links when I construct them. The Red Letter Media show is a must watch for something where you're involved with the stuff you're involved with, Scott. We had a discussion before we got on board here about all the stuff you're involved with. That
Is it this
these guys just didn't swim fast enough.
Remember the guy
It's
from-
going to run over them.
Remember the guy from Clerks? Sorry, Clerks.
Oh, yeah.
Smith.
Can't even speak English anymore.
Yeah, this is it.
You got it?
Okay, so he's part of that show, or it produces it.
Yeah,
Or he's in it.
he's in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I just thought you guys had, if you hadn't seen it, you'd be interested in seeing it.
I've
Yeah,
seen
he's
you have
one of
seen
those.
it.
He's one of those
Yeah.
guys whose weight just automatically. He got away with having a face that wasn't all fatted up and everything because his weight just went straight down, and he got this wide, and then he had a heart attack, and then it's like,
Did he?
now I'm
Oh.
going to have to bring it all in, and that's
Wow.
how he got skinny. He managed to do it.
Yeah. So I've met this guy. This guy runs a comic shop in New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
In I can't remember where it's at, but we
How do you
last
pronounce that name? Zapkick.
Zapkick.
Okay.
Polish.
I gave it a shot and did it.
Yeah.
Or Central European.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah, we went when we were in New Jersey. Michelle and I and our friend Sherry went to to this comic shop. She looked it up and she said, "Oh, we got to go to this comic shop." So we went there, and we got to talking to the guy, and he gave my friend Sherry I think he gave her like a Lois Lane comic or something, which she dug. She thought that was pretty cool.
A vintage Lois Lane.
Yeah. Well, it was older. It was from like the late 60s or early 70s.
Hey, Mario, what were you pointing at?
Um,
Do you want to continue to scroll?
Oh,
you can. I was gonna. I mentioned Atlantis, and
yeah.
it didn't sink. It didn't sink. It went
Okay.
into another dimension.
Oh, I'm at the end.
So you can go into that if you can get in there, and you can. There are ways to get in through gates, and there's also a potion you can drink, and you dream your way in there. And almost all the epic, not eons, sections of time of any particular country, like Rome would be during the Augustan period. You know, when the emperor first first started having emperors. Greece would be the Golden Age, 5th century. Athens and their opponents, Sparta.
Mm-hmm.
That's where if you went there, you'd end up in that time period. So wherever you go, it's like some epochal period,
Mm-hmm.
except for Atlantis, which has its own. It's not familiar to us land walking primates. So, there's Theseus again. Yeah, I guess we got to the bottom of that.
We got to the bottom.
So that's another thing, and some of it is. Oh, actually, I'll tell you some of the inspirations for that. Melnibone from
Yes.
Elric.
Yeah.
I have a section of, and they sort of resemble dark elves, which Elric and his kin did.
Yeah.
And then there's what was it? There's a northern section where there was a magic
Fritz
prophecy.
Lieber.
He was always short, quick reads. Am I thinking of the writer or he's an artist or a writer? Fritz Lieber was a writer. Yeah, the adventure stories. Yeah, with the swords and sorcery.
Yeah,
Gray Mouser and Fafford.
Oh, that's it. Okay, I actually have a game for that. I bought that. I have that
really?
game. So they have games for every any successful.
Oh yeah, sure.
Franchise.
Any big favorite, fan favorite. Yeah, let's make a game. Yeah. Any fan favorite thing, I imagine, will turn into a game pretty readily.
They can make money on it.
Yeah.
And or if you're inspired by it, do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's Long Fang again, and there's a little history in there too. So, I don't know. Maybe it's already there. I never promoted it much.
Well, this guy's getting promoted tonight. If
Yes.
10 people that watch it,
Yeah.
maybe. Scott was telling me how he's getting like 500 views on stuff he puts up. I've got to
That's great.
get it together and put some content out.
I'm an official YouTube content provider. I actually am generating income.
Yeah. So part of those links I'll include will be Scott's link to his channel tonight.
I've made $50 in about 3 months.
Wow.
So,
All right. Keep it going. See what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's what everybody makes in the first few months. And then they turn into PewDiePie.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I tell you what, turning into PewDiePie would be crazy. But these red letter media guys, I've got the feeling they've got mad money now. They're buying odd things off of auctions that probably cost thousands of dollars to get something from Star Trek that's like, oh, so Kirk was actually wearing that, huh? Okay,
Oh God, not that. So, I met in Second Life. I met one of the persons who was a wardrobe person for Star Trek,
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
the TV show.
Now,
She- and
which one?
The
The
first
very
version.
first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she designed a whole city, and we had Klingon costumes. I have a Klingon costume,
Oh, cool.
really nice one, in Second Life.
Hmm.
Scott was in there and got Deadpool. You wore a
Oh.
Deadpool costume.
I think I did.
Yeah,
But it's been a while. Yeah, I dabbled in it a little bit.
he looked at it. You can do anything you want in there, visually on the screen.
And you could fly, Ellis.
You can fly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the. I like
And
the.
I'm sorry, Scott.
And
They have role playing groups, and you're running around in an avatar, doing whatever
Yeah, you
zombies
know,
are big. Yep.
yeah, the Wizards of Warcraft. I remember that stuff early on. I tried to, it's kind of cool to get in somebody's environment and their world and start exploring it. But hey, Taylor Day Creator says tough. I don't know. I don't know who he is, but he's on here, and I don't know what tough means as a comment, but
I think it's a compliment.
yeah,
It's a compliment too.
yeah.
Yeah, my problem with all that stuff is there's never enough time.
Mhm.
Oh, wait until you get older.
Yeah.
It speeds up. Speeds up.
It really does.
You know the old simile, I guess, is a 10-year-old. A year is 1/10 of their life.
Yeah.
So you're in school and you're watching the clock. Time seems endless.
You've got time is endless. You feel like you've got an eternity to do anything you set your mind to. That's
And
right.
if you're 70, though, that's only 1/70th of your life. So it seems like, whoa, what year was it? I'm not catching them quick enough,
My mom, I was talking to my mom tonight. She said, all day I kept thinking the day was Friday. And I said, well, when you don't work.
Yeah.
Years back. Yeah. Years back.
Even though I have noticed, boy, there's an awful lot of people in the park this entire week. A lot of people may have
Right.
added on to
Holiday.
their Memorial Day and said, "Hey,
I was
let's
all
add
week.
4 days to it." And
Same thing happened here. It got crazy. And I'm following in your footsteps. There's a pun there. Listen, in Ellis's footsteps, because I started walking almost every day.
oh, that's good. Good for you.
Boobs.
Boobs.
Boobs?
I don't know. Somebody got on long enough to comment. Boobs.
Okay.
Maybe you're talking about us. I finally figured out what a comment means. Here they are. Boobs.
I have man boobs.
Hey, they're I got it.
I don't think you want to see mine.
No, I don't want to see anybody's boobs. Well, I scratch that. There are
restrict them.
boobs I would like to see.
Rephrase that, Ellis.
Yeah.
Because I know that's not true.
There are boobs
And there are
I
boobs.
put on pause, and there are boobs I don't want to see. What was I seeing the other day that I put on pause just because I knew that I was missing it and had to go slow and all that kind of stuff? It was some sort of, somebody like Jennifer Connelly or something like that, showing more than she should have. It's like,
She was great in Rocket Man.
oh yeah, oh, she's so beautiful. God.
Rocketeer, sorry.
She has been beautiful from day one. I tell you, she was a child in Once Upon a Time in America. But there she is. She's just riveting. She's so beautiful.
You
She's
want to
such
see
a thing of
two
beautiful.
real beauties? And
Who's
I
that?
mean that they can make long scenes seem short.
Yeah.
In The Walking Dead, the two characters, Maggie and Michonne.
Hmm. Is Michonne the black samurai girl? How
Yeah.
about
Oh,
that?
you've seen it then.
I know who she is, but I got to tell you, I told you this. I quit just the moment it got too dumb for me, and for
Oh, it
me, it
gets
got
dumb.
too dumb really early. You know, it's like,
I
like-
watched it till the end, Ellis,
oh, really? Okay.
and
But
I'm actually watching the spin-offs.
yeah. You see a lot of potential probably that I don't see
I
in
fast
hanging with
forwarded
something
through
like that.
at least half of it. I fast forwarded. I don't like long
Exposition.
Look, if it's a good moving scene,
Mhm.
fantastic.
Yeah,
But if they're talking about the pros and cons of killing zombies for 15 minutes,
yeah. It's like,
a bit much. Like me
well, you
expanding on my
gotta know
universe.
padding has to happen with something like that. It's like all those shows are under the gun all the time.
They were huge
all the
success.
people are always just having to just chunk
I thought
ideas
it
and
was below
stuff
me
like
when
that
it
at it.
first came out, incidentally.
I'm in no
I'm not going
position.
to watch that. That
Yeah,
garbage. I'm
Yeah,
not going
yeah.
to watch that. What, zombies? Are you kidding me?
I'm in no
But
position.
it hooked you. It hooked you.
No position to throw stones. I have watched all of the original Godzilla movies this week. So
This week you took them all in.
When do you
All-
have time to do this, Scott?
All the
I've
Toho.
been off work this week.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So,
All
and
the
they're
I was
all
gonna
on.
say, how did you manage to
The
hold down a
Honda,
job and do that?
They're all on. Well, that would be a good way to lose your job. They're all on. They're all on Max except for King Kong or Godzilla.
They're all in
Godzilla
that
with
Criterion
Kong.
The
edition.
new ones. I've watched those at least almost three times, I think. About 3 times.
The first one, the rights are tied up, so that's not on streaming, but I have it on DVD. So
Have you seen that? I like the one with all those bad inserts where Perry Mason's character, what's his name? Raymond Burr's in it, playing Steve Martin, which is funny.
Oh,
He's
Playing Steve Martin?
but he's got his microphone and said Godzilla.
yeah.
I can't believe the city's in run, and
At
it's
that time, that was a great movie.
yeah, that was the first
Fantastic.
one was the best one. But yeah, the American version they added Raymond Burr to it.
yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah,
So I like these last, what is it, 3 or 4? 3, 4, right? Skull Island or Kong.
Kong.
Yeah.
Kong
They're
versus
knocking
Godzilla.
themselves out on them. Yeah.
They're all well made too.
Yeah. Oh, the Godzilla -1. Have you seen it?
I did
Yeah,
see
no,
that.
that's not
I
part of
like
the.
that. I like that.
It wasn't
I mean,
bad.
It's new, but it's not part of that continuity.
No.
They've got. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's like, let's take a little time, just outright kill Godzilla. Let's have a story beginning, middle, end. Yep. That's what Godzilla -1 is.
So I like the last 2. Oh, actually, all of them were good. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All of the 60s ones were not great. Some of them were really
Yeah.
good. Some of them were
Funny.
really-
Funny to
Yeah.
watch, like King Kong, the Kong guy in a costume and the Godzilla in a costume punching each other.
yeah.
King Kong Escapes, the one that was a Rankin Bass co-production, is one of my favorites. Let's see what this guy says. 2 sock cutters, they cut socks. 3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks. 5
Okay.
sock cutters, they cut socks. They all cut socks together. Now say it aloud real fast. Fast as you can, says D. No, I think I know what would happen if I tried
Yeah.
to say that
Yeah,
fast.
I kind of got that right away.
In matter of fact, it may have happened and I didn't notice it. It probably did.
No comment.
We were talking about AI voice generation. I asked AI Grok, has AI already duplicated Paul Frees' voice? Paul Frees, the voice from the Haunted Mansion, and the voice from, well, of course he did. He was the Russian Boris Badenov
Oh,
in Rocky. He's a great voice talent, and yeah, they have you can just type in text, and all of a sudden you've got perfect Paul Frees voice
Really? Wow.
coming out. Not perfect, but I'm sure perfect is coming.
I can do James Mason.
James Mason would be
Yeah.
a good voice to have read your audiobook. Yeah.
I don't know why I can do James Mason, but somehow I slipped into it by accident. Close. That wasn't great. Not my best. I do. I also speak.
You gotta have the music of it, the rhythm. The only reason everybody can do walking is all of a sudden they realize, hey, that's music. I can do that. I can duplicate that
Christopher
instrument.
Walken. Christopher Walken.
I can't do him, but a lot of people can.
I speak. Who would win? Godzilla?
Size
Godzilla.
gorilla or
Or
10,000 gorilla size Godzillas. I would vote
now
for
that. Philosophers have been working on that one for centuries.
I think that is a good concept. I like that. That was probably AI. It's just yeah.
That was
a real person with a real idea.
Oh, the cat's in your house now. Is
What?
the cat in your house?
Yeah, the annoying mama cat that caused all the chaos around here by just launching a geometric explosion of kittens.
Wow.
But I've taken care of it now through
That's
through
what-
patience and live trapping. I've sterilized them all.
And on that note, I think I need to go.
Yeah,
No,
we
no.
all got to go. It's 1 hour deep. We can continue to talk to each other for a split second after we end the stream. I'm going to
Okay.
say
Okay.
goodbye to everybody in stream.